Hello ladies and gentlemen, Top Hat Gaming Man here to bring you an exciting edition of Top Hat Chat with my co-host here, Luke Street. Luke Street regularly makes videos with myself over on our secondary channel Top Hat Chat, where we have regular discussions about many things gaming and retro gaming related. So if you want to see more content like this, you can go find that over on the other channel. However, today, Luke, I've decided that we shall be talking about whether or not the Nintendo PlayStation, also known as the Snes CD or Super NES CD, is worth playing today. So what do you think of that?
That is possibly the most clickbaity title I think you've ever come up with.
Seriously?
Well, not just so much the title, but the whole concept.
What do you mean?
Are you running out of content?
No, I never run out of ideas. No. How can I ever run out of ideas? I could just make 3 or 4 Nintendo Switch videos a week. That's what most YouTubers seem to do these days.
Yeah, I suppose.
And they get views, so...
At least it's not that. It's slightly outdated, but...
It's very out of date.
Yeah.
That's what makes it new. What's old is new.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
retro content.
That's fair. I mean, the Nintendo PlayStation thing has been covered extensively across YouTube by many people. So are we just giving some vague opinions on it?
I just thought it would be worth revisiting, considering it was 2 years ago now that someone discovered an actual unit in their garage, which I found quite amusing. So yes, a father and son discovered the Nintendo PlayStation in their garage. Although prior to that, we obviously know all the kerfuffle before that, where Nintendo and Sony were working together to make a CD add-on for the Super Nintendo, and then Nintendo stabbed Sony in the back, didn't they?
Yes.
And instead they started sleeping with that fat woman of a games console manufacturer in the shape of Philips. So yes, you started getting those Zelda and Hotel Mario games on the Philips CDI as a result.
And the PlayStation was born, I suppose.
It was, yes, and then the PlayStation beat the crap out of Nintendo for 2 straight generations.
Yeah, 2. Yeah,
it was 2. Yes.
I was going to say 3, but I was like, actually, technically no.
No.
But yeah, that's interesting that Nintendo decided that they want to dig their own grave for a little while, I suppose.
Well, that's it. Is it what goes around comes around at the end of the day? And if they was going to indulge in shady business practices for so many years and continue to basically annoy various people, eventually that's going to come around and punch them in the back of the head, isn't it? That happens to everyone eventually. Do you think that could ever happen to me?
It probably will.
Probably.
It won't be long, I assume. Okay, so you obviously have a lot of ideas regarding this. That's why you've decided to bring it up.
Yes.
And you've kept me in the dark about it, probably to try and make me look stupid.
No, so we can have a better flow of conversation.
Okay, alright. So, Nintendo PlayStation, as far as I'm aware, has no games?
It actually has 1 or 2 or 1.5, depends how you would define it. Basically, so these gentlemen, they found this Nintendo PlayStation in their garage.
Okay.
From there, I believe they took it to conventions and all sorts of nonsense like that, showing it off, and it ended up on a YouTube channel called Ben Heck, which is a channel with, I believe, about 650,000 subscribers, where he basically like rips apart consoles and looks what's inside them, all the sorts of like technical nonsense I know nothing about whatsoever.
Yeah, I remember watching it and it was all well over my head, but it's interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
We'll give him some promotion. There we go.
Yes, indeed, Ben Heck. Watch Ben Heck. It's very educational, but a bit above our heads. Yeah, I'd say yes. So yes, anyway, he got the Super Nintendo PlayStation working.
Okay.
And since then, prior to that even happening, I believe people made a couple of emulation games for the system.
Okay.
The first of which I believe is a kind of a debugging game / application called Magic Floor.
Right. Okay.
And Ben Heck actually did manage to get that game running on the actual hardware, which was quite impressive. And the other one which he failed to get working is actually the impressive game. But bear in mind, there's only one Nintendo PlayStation on planet Earth, so the person who made the game never actually got to test it on the hardware. So sadly, the other game is really fantastic, but it doesn't actually work on the hardware yet. Well, at least it did in Ben Heck's video, however it may do now.
Does it work at all? Like, has it been dumped online? And
yes, you can emulate it, and it looks like a very impressive game. It's called Super Boss Gaiden, and it's basically a side-scrolling beat-em-up, which looks quite similar to the Kunio-kun series, also known as River City Ransom in North America and Street Gangs in Europe. Street Gangs! Maybe you should try that one. I assume you never played that series.
No, I haven't, no. But if you've got it up here somewhere, then I'm sure I'll have a go.
I have, 1 second, there we go.
Oh, okay. You're going for a run. You know where it is.
I am now. I look like an idiot because I can't find it. I found it, it's okay. So I guess Street Gangs.
Okay, thank you.
Which is, yes. So if you look on the back of this game, this new game on the Nintendo PlayStation looks quite similar to this in terms of the art style.
Oh, okay. Okay, no problem.
So yes, it's an interesting looking game, but the plot's quite amusing too, because you actually, I believe, play it as a Sony executive who's literally just found out about the Nintendo PlayStation still existing, and you play as him on a quest to eventually destroy the system.
So it's based on real life events?
Yes, exactly.
It's a true story.
But this is where it gets more interesting. There's only 2 games on the Nintendo PlayStation at the moment. But what I would like to see is I would like to see all of these like indie game developers and people like that make some more. Wouldn't that be cool? Let's have some more.
I mean, it would be interesting. A colossal waste of time.
But why would it be a waste of time?
Because you can't actually play them.
But what if we get some dodgy Hong Kong company somewhere as well to start manufacturing Nintendo PlayStations? Then we can all play them on actual hardware. Wouldn't that be cool? It would, wouldn't it, ladies and gentlemen?
That would be ridiculous. It's a ridiculous idea. I mean, it would probably sell.
Yeah, it would. It's such a ridiculously cool idea. It's like the retro games console that never was.
Yeah.
And it actually exists. That's the ridiculous thing.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is amazing. The story behind it is amazing. It's kind of like how amazing the ET rumours were, but
it's
true.
Similar. It is
but
similar.
true.
Yes,
like
yes.
the myth that turned into something.
Yeah, exactly.
It
actually happened eventually. So yeah. In fact, I wonder if would they ever find Loch Ness, and would they ever find UFOs and Bigfoot?
Well, UFOs probably do. Well, they do.
What about ghosts?
No.
No ghosts.
No,
Bigfoot?
I don't. Bigfoot. Why not?
Aliens.
Aliens will exist in some shape or form just through the whole size of the universe.
Yes, they have to exist in the universe.
So,
have they been on Earth though? Have they been on Earth?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
Yes.
So you don't believe aliens have been on Earth, but the Nintendo PlayStation ended up existing in someone's garage?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's slightly more probable that the Nintendo PlayStation.
Do you think?
Yeah, the probabilities are a confusing thing for me.
Okay, fair enough.
But
so
my guess would be that that's probably more likely.
So, do you agree that there should be Nintendo PlayStation homebrew games out in masses?
Well,
as a new retro system.
There's no reason why not. But it is.
In fact,
it's ridiculous to think.
What about you just get Nintendo and Sony team together for one last time and make the Nintendo PlayStation Mini? What about that?
They can't even get a decent crossover to work. Like Xbox and Nintendo work together to do some crossovers. So like Interplay, or whatever it's called,
crossplay.
Yes,
I've heard about this.
Yeah, and Sony are just like, nope. I'm going to stay over here, you can do your little thing over there, and I'll do my thing over here. So Sony are incredibly horrible, nasty people.
At the moment, obviously Nintendo have been in that boat before, so whoever is the market leaders tends to be arseholes a lot of the time. However, those Nintendo and Sony are both Japanese companies, aren't they?
Yeah.
And from what I hear, corporate companies in that part of the world are very conservative, and they don't like to budge much when they've made up their mind. So, from what I've seen,
yeah. You sure? Do you want to move there?
I think I'd fit in quite well, don't you?
I think you probably would. You are a massive dick. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, so your question. The question of this entire video.
Yes, is it worth playing today?
Is it worth playing today? In its current state, absolutely not.
It's kind
really.
But if you get the one and then you manage to get Super Boss Gaiden to run on it, then that's worth a play, surely. So it is worth playing today.
Well, no, I said in its current state, definitely not. There is reason to believe that eventually they'll get it all working, and because there's a lot of interest in it.
Yes.
So maybe in a year's time or 2 years' time, it will be worth having a little visit and having a little play of the system and, you know, exploring it a little bit. But with one game on it, it's relatively pointless, bearing in mind that you can emulate one.
Yes, but so homebrew developers out there, get making more games for the Super Nintendo PlayStation, please. Make the Super Nintendo PlayStation great again, would be the term. Would you agree with that? Was it ever great?
No. It didn't. If it didn't exist, it can't be great, can it?
Not really. A bit like God.
Yeah. Luckily, most of our audience is American, so...
They all believe in God, don't they, there? I think.
I suppose it's unlucky that most of our audience is American.
We're just making random inferences
alienating
now.
people.
Yeah, it's alienating people. We're talking about aliens anyway, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this random content and enjoyed our ramblings about the Nintendo PlayStation, then I strongly advise you to subscribe to not only this channel but also our secondary channel known as Top Hat Chat, where we have a good, I'd say at least 3 conversations like this on this channel every single week.
We try.
We have done so far anyway.
Yeah.
So this has been Top Hat Chat, and we got any questions to ask people to write about in the comment section? What should we ask them?
I have no idea. Why are you throwing this on me now?
So ladies and gentlemen, what do you think they should do with the Nintendo PlayStation? Do you think that weird companies from Hong Kong should make bootleg versions, and would you be up for seeing homebrew games on the system? What are your ideas for the platform? Cheerio!